The air was dense, but breathable. The doctor takes his sonic out and scans the air density. The sonic reads 0.332895 of atmospheric pressure. The mountain shakes beneath the doctor's feet. He grabs leverage on a sharp rock pointing out of a nearby rock face. Uh-oh, this is not good, he says. An arm reaches out at the doctor, but it wasn't any ordinary arm. It was an arm of a giant. The giant started to speak. Who dares step foot on the great mountains of my home, human? No. And I haven't come to start a fight. I'm the doctor, by the way, the doctor replies. Giant's palm opens as he speaks again. Join me, doctor. There is something I must show you. The doctor hops onto the palm of the giant, his hand showing many scars. Where are you taking me? The giant starts to walk in a large cloud of fog. A door is opened by the giant. He then puts the doctor down on the large table. What a lovely home you have. The giant takes a seat on his chair and pours hot water into a cup. The doctor walks up on a spoon that has been rested against a jar of sugar. Tea? Is that what you're making? The doctor shouts at the giant. One of the greatest plants of this planet. But we are running low on it. They say it's because of the weather. I know that isn't true. I've seen the monsters that surround the planet. I can't get near, or I would die, the giant says to the doctor. Take me there. I can help you. No, you couldn't. No human could kill those monsters, the giant replies. Well, that's where they stop. I'm not a human. Bring me there and I can help. The doctor climbs the giant's arm and rests on his shoulder. I will only take you if you can kill the monsters, the giant says. I promise I'll get the plant for you. But what kind of monsters are we talking about? The doctor says. What you see up there, it isn't what you think. Be careful. The giant takes the doctor to the plant, winged beast with sharp teeth. If I got any closer, they would eat me alive, the giant says in fear. The doctor looks down at the planet's surface to only see nothing but piles of bones. My brother died here, doctor. He came to this planet and never returned, the giant whispers. What was his name? Your brother's name, the doctor replies. Jack. His name was Jack. He opens his hand to show the doctor to get on his palm. The doctor gets on his hand and the giant gets ready to toss him. Just be gentle with me. I'm not made of metal, the doctor says as he prepares to be thrown. The giant swings his hand down and then up. The doctor is launched out of his hand. Woohoo! The doctor screams. The cloud begins to thin, and the large plant appears in front of him. The doctor slams onto the large plant and begins to slide down it. He grabs onto the branch coming off of it. This is a long way up, the doctor mutters. He puts himself up on the branch and presses his back onto the plant. The wind picks up and blows the hat right from the doctor's head. My hat! He yells. Crack. What was that? The branch snaps from the strength of the wind and the doctor gets hurled down from it. As he falls in the wind, he is the closer to the ground he gets. Snap. The giant sees the doctor falling, but knows he is not capable of catching him. Then something happened. A blue box flies out of the fog beneath. Pieces of bones come spewing up off the ground from the speed of the box. What could that be? The giant says. He squints and sees a spinning blue box with a flashing light on top of it. It worked! It really worked! The doctor shouts as he climbs up onto his feet at the console of the TARDIS. The only way to go now is up. The TARDIS flies up past the clouds above the giant. It is getting closer and closer to the top of the large planet. Almost there. Almost, the doctor says as the TARDIS is hit off track by something. A large bird-like figure knocks it spinning into the planet. It screams. The TARDIS flies down onto a flat surface on the planet. The doctor opens the front door and climbs out. Have I made it to the top? Is this it? The bird then swoops down and attacks the doctor, but he dives out of the way just in time. It lands onto the TARDIS. It looks like it's guarding the TARDIS, the doctor says. He turns around and sees a glowing light in the distance. This must be it. The goods the giant spoke of. But wait. He said it's not real, though. The boy stands there, glowing in the light. You must be Jack, right? The doctor says to the boy. The boy turns around and stares at the doctor without saying a word. He lifts his hand and touches the doctor's shoulder. I'm going to need lots of help. Large birds are surrounding me and my friend. They have been here guarding food for him. Can you please help me? The doctor says as he turns his head to only see a large bird headed directly for him. This is not the time and place to die, he says, and he closes his eyes. Everything went silent. The boy is standing in front of the bird, holding his hand up and freezing it in place. The doctor turns his head to see the boy saving his life from the bird-like creature. The light begins to dampen and the boy fades away. Nothing but a large skeleton lay where the bird once was. The bird on the TARDIS begins to shout as it flies away from the plant. A swarm of birds follow it. He did it. The boy did it? The doctor says as he gets up and walks towards the TARDIS and enters it. I must check up on the giant. The TARDIS materializes onto the giant's hand. I've got you something, the doctor says as he drops a root from the plant. This is what you wanted, right? For the tea? That's just what I was looking for, Doctor. How did you? The giant says as the doctor cuts him off. He did it. Jack did it. The doctor says his farewell on the mountain that he met the giant on. Goodbye. I'll see you again, I promise, he says as he waves. The doctor enters the TARDIS and smiles. Welcome back, Doctor. A voice says. Who's there? The doctor replies. A man steps out from the shadows. You didn't expect to see me, did you? How did you get here? The doctor says back in shock. The power of the TARDIS guided me to you. After all this time, we finally meet again, he says as he laughs. It can't be. I thought I locked you in a time loop. How did you escape? The doctor says in a worried voice. That's besides the point, Doctor. But now I'm here. You will not be able to stop me this time. This time you won't be able to save your friends. Laura was her name. Right, Doctor? You sat in her pool of blood, holding her lifeless body in your hands. Only if you let her on Earth that day, the man says with a grin. You leave me no choice, the doctor says as he looks up in disgust. And this time I will have to end you.